Okay, welcome back to China Gastronomy channel. Today we learn one of the fundamental wrestling techniques, rear strangle. Not rear naked choke, but the strangle, the one which puts you to sleep. Right, so what are we talking about? Coach Leon is on his back, I'm behind him, and I'm gonna go slither my hand under his neck in a way that align my elbow align with his chin, right? The other hand will sneak from behind and loop it out so that I can get this hand inside, right? Now from here, we're gonna go deep as I can to grab as much as I can. Now I'm a long arm guy, so I can almost grab my shoulder. Most people cannot grab their shoulder. Most people would be like here on his biceps, but for me, I feel like grabbing my shoulder is even not enough. Now, key detail, hide your head down, push it down so that it cannot grab my eyes, right? And also it helps me that he cannot grab this arm. If my head is up, it's just gonna grab and bring it down. But if my head is here, now he has to first deal with my head before he can do anything with my arm. And by that time, I already finished my strangle. So now, how to finish the strangle? I'm just gonna put my elbows together and then pull back my shoulder. So 1, 2, 3, deep. Head, make a fist with the left hand, head down. Now, elbows together. Coach is already feeling it, right? I haven't even started yet. He's already feeling it. And now from here, shoulders back, and you get immediate tap, right? Very fast. So once your elbows go together, he's gonna feel it because my elbows coming together are actually already starting the strangulation from the sides. And the only thing I need to do is now block from the middle, right? So slither your hand, get a sleeper hold, loop it around, figure 4, make a fist, head down, look away, and now elbows together and pull back your shoulder. And now I'm gonna let go, coach is just tapping, but I wanna technically use only like about 30-40% of my power, 30%, even 20%. 20% of my shoulder strength and just hold it for a good 15 seconds. Right after 15 seconds, let go and see if he's still awake. Because, you don't want to hold it too long either. You don't want to hold over 30 seconds. So make sure your partner is safe. Just check if he's still awake. But what I'm trying to say is that I'm not doing this kind of fast twitches. I'm holding and squeezing with a constant pressure about 20-30%, and he'll fall asleep. Right? Let's go left, slither your hand to a sleeper hold. This is called a sleeper hold in wrestling. Right now, I have it cupping over his shoulder, have a sleeper hold. Now, hit him back of the head. Now, if you want to be a little bit nasty, you really like bang. He's going to see some stars over there because his back of the head is really nasty place. So you should go bang, but most importantly, I don't do this, because he's going to grab that hand every time and he maybe even armbar me. Just like here, or at least the least he can do is just put it underneath. I'm now giving me so much trouble. So hit it and loop it to a figure 4. Now get it deep, head to the side, make sure you're looking away, elbows together, and pull back with your shoulders, and you get your strangulation. But that's how you finish a strangle as well as possible. Now, obviously, nobody's gonna just sit there to let you get strangled, so a lot of time, we end up here from an over-under position. So I have my wristwatch pointing towards me and I'm cupping it. Coach Lezan is only worried about this arm because this is a strangulation arm. So he's gonna be making sure that he's gonna hold this hand with 2 hands. Now, he has this baseball grip and he wants to hold my wrist if he can because that's the thing I cannot really move. So I'm gonna be cupping that wrist so at least he cannot hold my wrist. Now, if he can hold my fingers, that's fine, but even the fingers I'm hiding by making a fist so that he can't really hold the fingers either, right? Obviously, coach is so good, he's always going for the finger directly, but right now, let's say I'm doing everything perfect. Grab my wrist and make a fist so there's nothing to grab there. So he has to go high there. Now I have a little bit extra room to maneuver. So first things first, I'm gonna pull it towards my overhook side. Traditionally, we call this the strong side, so I'm going to be on the strong side, the overhook side, which is my strangulation arm. From here, I'm going to go for a wrist ride. I'm going to push his hand away and then go grab the opposite of his thumb pad, like here. Not too low, because he can always muscle out. But like here, now he can. I can just follow him and there's nothing he can do. From here, while he's holding this arm, it's not enough with one arm to hold my hand, so I can always just walk, go back to my sleeper hold. Once I have my sleeper hold, I'm still using my head to push his head and really sunk it deep. Now from here, I have this arm. I'm gonna just pull it back. Now if the camera can follow us here, I'm gonna pull it back for a hammer lock. And if he lets me, I'll just take the hammer lock. Finish it right here. But a lot of time when I'm pulling, he lets go. And I'll just continue the motion to go to my strangle. Now again, remember the same thing. Elbows together, get it deep, and then pull back your shoulders. And wait, and you get your hand. Right? So let's do it a little bit more faster. Wristwatch, make a fist. Grab your own wrist so there's nothing to grab. He's got the baseball bat. I'll pull to the strong side. Boom. As soon as I land here, I'll push his hand away and get that wrist. Now I go for hold my hand. Like, see, he's holding full power, but I can still maneuver my hand to some extent. So I can still crawl until I get a deep sleeper hold. Once it's a deep sleeper hold, I'll start going for my hammer lock. He doesn't let me, okay, just let go and go. And now from here, sometimes when I'm trying to pull it, he's actually gonna be pulling the way, which helps me even more. Just let go and come back. And then once it's here, make sure you first get it as deep as possible before you start putting your elbows together, before you start pulling it back. And just hold. Right? Now, why am I saying make sure you get it deep? Because a lot of times his chin might be in a little bit, tucked in. Or it might be one hand in a little bit like that. So I need to make sure that this hand goes really deep, as much as I can. So that even if his chin is tucked, even if his hand is inside, I can still finish it because I have so much squeezing power. I have so much squeezing power that I can finish it. I don't even feel it, right? If I have a shallow grip here, and he has tucked his chin just a little bit, I have a shallow grip. Now I'm using a lot of hand power and I get tired before I even finish it. So make sure, before you go deep, go deep. You want to go like this deep. Right. Now, coach has been along the block for a couple of times. He knows not to go to the strong side. He wants to take me to the weak side where I cannot choke him with his arm. So I'm going to be using my body weight to the right. Coach is going to use his body weight to the left. And even though we are about the same size, not really.
Not anymore.
Used to be the same size. Normally we couldn't like win on this position, but because I'm using my legs to control him, I don't have much balance. So when coach posts his right leg, that leg goes over there. Now he can use that right leg to just push both of us to the weak side. He's gonna win every time. So this is kind of annoying for me. So starting from here, let's go back to the strong side. So from here, again, hold the baseball bat. Boom. I'm gonna go in, and I'm just gonna push his hand away, and then get that opposite of the thumb pad. Get my sleeper hold, but this time, instead of strangling, I'm gonna use my right leg, my sleeper hold, and my head all together to lift him either to this side, in which case now I'm in the strong side again. Right now I'm in the strong side again. Or I might just lift him just enough to get my hand. So camera can come closer. I'm using my right leg, my right hand, and my head to lift him just enough that this hand comes out. So I can just push him and drop him on that hand. Now my weak side became the strong side, and I can finish it so normally. Now we have a small choke here right now. That's a little bit of a choke. It wasn't so much of a strangle, but same effect. If you guys are wondering why am I talking about chokes and strangles, it's because there's a bit confusion here. What is a choke, what is a strangle in online world? So guys, for once and for all, a strangulation is when you attack carotid arteries. When the guy goes to sleep, that's a strangulation. It's a technical term, okay? Medical term. A choke is when you attack the windpipe, right? Trachea here. That's a choke. This is nasty. You see his face is like, you'll see that's a nasty one. That's attacking a windpipe. It hurts a lot. A strangulation doesn't really hurt. It's attacking the carotid arteries. The guy falls asleep, wakes up after a couple of minutes, maybe half a minute, maybe 30 seconds, maybe 15 seconds, doesn't matter. Maybe he doesn't remember anything for a while, and then, you know, he's okay, doesn't really feel pain tomorrow, right? So a strangle, a choke. Now you can turn a strangle into a choke by pulling your elbows back. That would be a choke, but that's a topic for another video, right? Anything to that?
Well, the small thing that I like to add, especially for beginners, is that they always have we came to the subject of choke and strangulation, is that when they do this, they always end up in this position because they're always pulling back. So be careful between those two. What I like to tell my students is, like, try to put your bicep and the forearm muscle on either side of the arteries. That way, every time automatically between the chin, my elbow is aligned with his chin, sorry. And that way, when we put the elbows together, I'm actually squeezing these two parts together. So if you have difficulties, you're always doing this. That's the reason, because you're not going deep enough and you're not pulling the elbows in enough. Oh, sorry.
Wow.
So yeah.
Coach is so he's doing so many strangles in his life. When he just holds me with one arm, like, I'm feeling it right now. And you heard my voice change. Just put a little bit squeeze. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Well, he's just doing without even cupping my shoulder.
Yeah. And that came from exactly, I started focusing the feel, like both the necks on either side of the muscle. When I feel that, like I said, I usually finish nowadays just with one hand because it's so good, and you don't need both for that. But that's for another class.
Right.
That's a small tip anyway.
That's a higher level technique right there. But yeah, man, I think that was pretty much it.
Yep.
Yeah.